Hello, third graders and third grade families. Welcome back to another wonderful year. My name is Mrs. Hogan. I am one of the teachers on the third grade team at Parkside Elementary. The third grade team consists of myself, Mrs. Hogan, Miss Lowe, Miss Silva, and Mrs. Buenafe. I wanted to make a video for you all to kind of help you understand some of the things that are going on at the beginning of the school year. It's a little bit of a confusing time, but we will get through it together. And so we put together some questions and some answers that might be running through your mind, and this might help to kind of alleviate some of those concerns. As always, you can reach out to us on Class Dojo if you have any questions. We're here to help. All right, so one of the first questions that's been coming up is, when is the first day of school? And how will my child log on? So the first day of school is this Thursday. It is August 13th, and school begins at 7:30. That is our regular start time. Your student will log on to the Zoom meeting by using the link that we will provide to you in our Class Dojo accounts. That link will also be provided in the student's Clever account, and we will be teaching them how to get to that. Okay? How can I prepare my child, or how can we prepare for the first day of school virtually? Well, we came up with a list of things that we think will be helpful for you and your family to be ready for virtual learning. The first is set aside a workspace for your student. Make sure that this place is kind of free of distractions as much as possible. This is going to be their classroom for the next few weeks. So we want to make sure that it's set up as a workspace. That's something that will be really helpful. If you're able, log into Clever and be sure that your child is able to remember their login credentials. If they can't, it's okay. We will have access to that information and we can help you with that. If you're new to Parkside and you're like, I don't even know what Clever is, that's okay too. We'll get you that information. Just reach out to us on our Class Dojo pages and we can help. In Clever, you can go to Google Classroom. Once you get into Clever, if you can find our Google Classroom, you should be able to just click the Google Classroom icon and it'll take you there so that your student can join our class. That is where a majority of our work is going to be done this year, at least while we're doing virtual learning. That's going to be one of your go-to places, Clever and Google. So that is something that you could do. If you don't have time between now and Thursday to do that, don't worry. We're going to walk the kids through it as much as we can. We want them to be able to be as independent on the computer with their programs as possible. Another thing that you can do to help them is to establish a regular bedtime. I don't know about you, but in our household, bedtimes kind of flew out the window towards the end of last year, and so we are really working hard on getting back into a routine because everybody's going back to school. And finally, another way is just to really, I know we're used to being at home and munching on a snack whenever we feel hungry, but try and have your child have breakfast before we start. That way we're not eating during the Zoom meetings because that can be a distraction. Another question that came up was, will there be supplies provided for my student and when? I know there was a handout of things at the beginning of the school year and we didn't have things together. We were missing curriculum from our move, and so we wanted to make sure that we really had things ready for you. So yes, we will be passing out some classroom supplies. And that will be happening on August 20th, I believe, is the next class supply distribution. Which reminds me, if you need a Chromebook for your student, please email Mrs. Barrera. I'll have that information again at the end of this little video, but Miss Barrera is the one who can get you on the list to get a Chromebook for when it's time, okay? Gosh, I think, oh, nope, a couple more questions, sorry. What are the cohorts and how are they chosen? So if you've gone to any of the parent webinars about how school's going, you're going to hear a lot of conversation about cohorts. The third grade team has decided to call them teams, not in a competitive way, but just so that we can differentiate the groups. And all it is to break our class down into two smaller groups so that we can reach them on a more individual basis. So you will be seeing a list with your child's name, either cohort A or cohort B, team A or team B. These were not decided by the teachers. The cohorts were decided by the district office, and the reasoning, I'm told, is that they tried to give families who had multiple siblings in the home or more than one child in the home the same schedule, the same time online and the same times off. Speaking of schedules, we will be getting you a schedule soon. It appears complicated, and we wanted to get you something that was really easy for you to read so you know exactly when your child needs to be logged in and exactly when they can be working independently on their own. So that schedule is coming. How will my child be learning and what platforms will we be using is another question that's come up. Google Classroom and Clever are going to be really, really big. So it's really important, once again, that your child learns how to log into Clever and how to get into Google Classroom. Again, if you have any difficulties with that, we really want you to reach out to us on our Class Dojo pages, and we will try to help as best we can. If we get stuck with the technology, we will refer you to somebody else to help, but definitely if there is an issue, let us know. Class Dojo will be our primary form of communication. Clever is really kind of a jumping off board. It's where all of the applications that the kids will be using, or most of them, are found. So they need to be able to get into Clever. Google Classroom is there. Once they get into Clever, they can get into Google Classroom, find their daily assignments. So those are a few of the things that are going on right now. And finally, I mentioned again, if your child still needs a Chromebook from the school, they need to email Ms. Barrera. Her name is Claudia Barrera, and you can email her at cbarrera@pittsburgh.k12.ca.us. And we recommend that you do that as soon as possible, right now, as soon as the video is over, if you can, if you still need a Chromebook. The district has promised that we have Chromebooks for every student in 1st through 5th grade, or 1st and beyond. So if you have 3 children, at the elementary level, each of those children could have a Chromebook. I believe that's through high school as well. I'm rambling. Essentially, if your child needs a Chromebook, please reach out to us. Once again, her name is Claudia Barrera. You can reach her via email at cbarrera@pittsburgh.k12.ca.us. As always, if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here to work with you. We really want to make this as smooth as possible. And we are looking forward to seeing each and every one of you on Thursday. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.